Have you ever noticed that nobody seems to be able to watch a movie anymore without looking at their phone? Or maybe you sat down at your laptop to work and suddenly it's 2 hours later and you've accomplished absolutely nothing except scrolling through endless feeds? I want you to know something important. You're not lazy, you're chemically compromised. Welcome to part one of our deep dive into the modern psyche. We're starting with the absolute foundation of your life, your attention. In the world we live in today, we are part of what psychologists are calling the dopamine economy. In this economy, your attention is the product, and big tech companies are the buyers. But the cost isn't just the time you lose, it's the physical rewiring of your brain. Today, we're going to explore what popcorn brain is, why trends like monk mode are exploding in popularity, and how you can actually heal your brain's receptors. Let's get a little technical for a moment because this is crucial. There's a common myth that dopamine is the pleasure chemical. That's not quite right. Dopamine is the molecule of more. It's the molecule of pursuit, of motivation, of wanting. When you're scrolling through TikTok or Instagram, you're not actually enjoying the videos themselves as much as you're enjoying the anticipation of what's coming next. This creates a powerful, addictive loop. Think about it. Every time you get a notification, see a new post, or swipe to the next video, your brain gets a hit of dopamine. It's a tiny spike that feels good, a little reward. But here's the catch, and it's a big one. What goes up must come down. Dr. Anna Lembke, a leading psychiatrist at Stanford and author of Dopamine Nation, calls this the pleasure-pain balance. Your brain is always trying to maintain a level state, a homeostasis. So, when you flood your brain with cheap, easy dopamine from screens, it compensates. It has to. And it does this by tipping the scales toward the side of pain to restore that balance. This is why, when you finally manage to put your phone down, you don't feel relaxed or refreshed. Instead, you feel anxious, restless, bored, and maybe even a little depressed. That feeling, that's your brain going through literal withdrawal. It's craving its next hit, and the absence of that constant stimulation feels like pain. This constant up and down cycle is what leads to popcorn brain, where your attention jumps from one thing to the next, unable to settle, just like kernels popping in a hot pan. You can't focus on a book, a conversation, or even your own thoughts for more than a few minutes. Your brain has been trained to seek novelty above all else. This is exactly why we're seeing this massive explosion in trends like monk mode or dopamine detoxing on social media. People are waking up to the fact that they're caught in this cycle and are realizing they have to consciously opt out of the system to get their minds back. The theory behind a dopamine detox is simple. If you make your life incredibly boring for a set period, say 24 hours, you give your dopamine receptors a chance to reset and resensitize. You starve them of the constant overstimulation. When your receptors are no longer bombarded with high dopamine activities, they start to recover. Every day, simple things begin to feel pleasurable again. A walk outside, a conversation with a friend, reading a book. These activities start to provide a healthy, natural level of dopamine that they couldn't compete with before. It's not about punishing yourself, it's about recalibrating your reward system. And here's something that might shock you. It's not just about using the phone. There's a study that showed the mere presence of a smartphone reduces your available cognitive capacity. Just having it on the table next to you, even if it's turned off, makes you effectively dumber. Your brain has to use a portion of its resources to actively resist the urge to pick it up and check it. That's cognitive energy you could be using for your work, your creative projects, or just being present with the people you love. So, the solution here isn't about having more willpower. Fighting this battle with willpower alone is like trying to hold back the ocean with a bucket. You will lose. The solution is friction. We need to make the bad habits harder to do and the good habits easier. You have to consciously design your environment to support your goals, not sabotage them. If you truly want to fix your brain and reclaim your focus this year, you have to do something that sounds terrifying to our modern minds. You have to embrace boredom. Boredom is not a defect. It's not a problem to be solved with a quick scroll. Boredom is the fertile soil where creativity, self-reflection, and brilliant ideas grow. If you never let yourself be bored, you will never have an original thought. So, what can you do right now to start this process? Here's your prescription for this section. First, grayscale your phone screen. Go into your settings and remove the color. All those bright, shiny icons are designed by neuroscientists to be as appealing as possible. When you strip away the color, your phone stops looking like a toy and starts looking like what it should be, a tool. It becomes instantly less appealing to your dopamine-seeking brain. Second, and this is a big one, no phone for the first 30 minutes of the day, and absolutely no phone for the last 30 minutes before you go to bed. Do not let an algorithm dictate your mood and your thoughts before you've even had a chance to brush your teeth. When you wake up, your brain is in a highly suggestible state. Flooding it with notifications, emails, and social media is like letting 1,000 strangers scream at you the moment you open your eyes. Instead, use that time to meditate, stretch, journal, or just stare out the window. Own your mornings, and you'll start to own your day. Mastering your focus is the critical first step to taking back control of your life. But this attention crisis has consequences that go far beyond our productivity. What happens when we take this damaged, short attention span and apply it to the most complex and nuanced parts of our lives, like our relationships with other human beings? That brings us to part 2 of our series, The Disaster of Modern Dating.